Hello, Joshua. How are you? You keeping well? You're very welcome. Patrick, how are you? Nice to see you here on Sunday night. Doo-doo-doo. My gosh, there's a few of you already. That's great. I'm doing really well. Yes, I am indeed. I've had a good evening, Chris. How you doing? David, nice to see you here. Sticks, good to see you. Aaron, Mike, hello, hello from sunny Ireland. Well, it's not that sunny today. Drew, how you doing? Everything is pretty good. Bruce and MK64. And there's my old mate, the Swedish hoodlum. William, how are you doing? Yes, I've got a topic for tonight, which is not like me. So the topic tonight is going to be um, good evening, BH from Norway. How the devil are you? Yeah, the topic tonight is going to be clones, lookalikes, copies, whatever. We're gonna try and discuss quite a lot about it and what you think about it. Um, I've had a sort of last night was a strange wee night, and I haven't had it for a while. People um, getting a bit uptight about clones and copies, which I believe is nearly something in the past now. It's gonna have to leave. Hey, not very sunny here in Pennsylvania. No, we've had a cold day. Last week was beautiful, but this week it's turned a wee bit cold. If you look at my Instagram, we were out last night for a walk with the dogs, and I took a picture by that seal, and it was bitter down at the sea. We live in a seaside town, so it's a real cold wind coming off the sea. That's what I must do if anybody's interested. Take a few pictures of my local surroundings. I know somebody asked me before to do that, but if anybody would be interested, I'd put them up on Instagram if you like. Some little pictures of where I live. It's a wee seaside town. It's quite a pretty place if you look at it in the right direction. Well, who's had new knives this week? Here's the white one. Good evening to the wife and Lisa. How are you doing? That's Rich's wife and Lisa. Oh, is Lisa the wife? Hello, Lisa. How are you doing? Yeah, that'll be well. Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll put a wee one up every now and then up on Instagram. B for Baron. Hey, yeah, how you doing? Was Aaron? I missed that. Yeah, isn't it, Aaron? People really do get uptight over clones. I don't know. I just don't think. Oh, somebody got their second FH21 this week. They're a great knife. Funny enough, where is mine? I had mine out earlier on. Don't know. Oh yes, there it is. And I see some people have already got their F51s. I have the F51, the FH51, and the FH41 coming. I'm hoping they're going to be here probably Tuesday because it's bank holiday Monday here. So there's no post. And anybody I have post here for, I never got to the post office this week at all. I am so sorry, but I will get there on Tuesday, promise. Hello, Jacko. How you doing? So, has anybody got any very strong opinions about why we shouldn't buy copies or clones? And to be honest, if these are arguments, these are just conversations. They're not arguments, and there's no right or wrong because everybody has their own opinion. I suppose I'd be better saying what my opinion is. I'll be perfectly honest. I'll buy anything. If I see something that I like, I'll buy it. It doesn't matter whether it's a clone or a copy. I don't buy very many just complete clones that are exactly the same. But I have done, and I will do every now and then if I like. But it's for my use. It's not for to bluff somebody into buying it. That's completely and utterly wrong. Should never happen. Just received the coal miner. I really fancy that coal miner. It really is a chunky monkey, isn't it? Hello, Dion. Chad, how you doing? Yeah, Chad. I'm of the opinion you buy what you like, as long as you're not going to try and pass a knife off as a Spyderco or a Benchmade, or that's just wrong. That's stealing, and I don't steal, or I try not to on a daily basis. Yeah, I had a wee bit of a rant. Yeah, I just sort of, I get wee periods of this where I go through a month or two, and then a wee rant comes out because I listen to all this nonsense. But anyhow, just to tell this wee story. Now, I'm going to mention this man's name, and this is not about this man. It's just about what got my wee rant going yesterday. I put a picture up on Instagram of this wee knife, and I put it up with my wallet. I haven't got it here because it's not as wide as my wallet. I have a dash off in there, the small wallet he has, and it just goes across it. So this actually cost $23. It's a copy, I now know, of a Cinder, which is designed by um, Rick Hinderer. So I put this up, not even thinking what's there. This is titanium. It says it's S30V. It's probably 8CR13 at $23. But it actually says on it, oh, where are we? Come on, knife. That's it. Furigear. So, anyway, I put this up. Gearbest sent it to me. I'd asked for it ages ago. They hadn't got it, but obviously they came in and they just sent it to me. I wasn't even looking for it, to be honest. I love wee titchy knives. Anyway, Rick Hinder, who I didn't know was following me, but he probably followed me whenever I put his knife on that I paid £289 for. Beautiful knife, don't regret spending one penny on it. Absolutely stunning. But he was unhappy that I was promoting a clone of his design. And my immediate answer is my goat gets up. And I had said, yes, but you gave your design to another company. They give it to a company in China to make it cheaper for them so they can make more profit. Then you get your bonus out of it. And to hell with American workers. So which do you want? What do you want? Do you want a he makes his own knives in the UK and the US, which is brilliant. But you can't then all of a sudden change when you give a design away that you know is going to China, and he would have known it's going to China, and they clone everything. Everything they get their hands off, that they'll clone. They don't have the same laws, they don't have the same thought process as we do, and we're not going to change it. So that's what got the wee rant going. Um, and I don't mind doing it as long as I know myself. I'm buying the knife for myself. Super Steel Steve, hello there. How you doing? So I'd said this to him, and we had a little tete-a-tete back and forward a couple of times. Look, it's on Instagram. There was no bad language. There was no rudeness on either part. I'll have to say he wasn't rude to me, and I wasn't rude to him. But I wanted to get my point across that it's all right saying these things, and then all of a sudden you're getting money from China, which is labor, cheap labor. Yes, it is. But if we don't buy it off them, then poor people who don't get cheap labor now won't get any labor. So what are you going to do? That's my that's my morals on cheap label finished with. It's just buy what you want, and as long as you're not trying to flog this, like this is a clone, a complete copy of the forgotten the name of the blooming thing now. This is a copy. Now it has no name on it. It has no name on it at all. What's it called? Spyderco Techno. This is the Techno one. It's a complete copy, except it hasn't got the name. It's got D2 written down in here. Now, any knife person would know that's not a Spyderco. It's a clone. But I'm sure you could, to the unexpecting, pass this off as an expensive thing. I would never do that. That goes nowhere but my house. Or I'll give it to one of my children or something like that. It'll not be going for sale or swap or anything like that. I got it just because it seemed like a good price and I wanted to see what it was like. I would never pay the money for it. Now I've got it in hand. Now this is a good copy. This this is a really good copy. It's quite a comfortable little hand in your or quite a comfortable little knife in your hand. So there's where I stand. How do you stand? Let me know what you think on clones or and there's no right or wrong answer here. I just wanted to open up a discussion. Cheers, John. Yeah, it's like once every couple of months I have my little man period where I go off on one. My wife's making sarcastic remarks about every couple of months. So these are some of the knives that I would call clones, copies, or whatever, and some of them are more dubious than others. These are little copies. I can't remember the name of the fellow who does these, but you'd pay about £200 for one of his, and it's not much different than this. It's just a wee toady knife, does a wee bit of cutting. I couldn't afford, or I wouldn't spend £200 on that because it's not in my budget. Not that it's not worth it, it's not in my budget for that kind of knife. What kind of channels do you subscribe to? I think is that the me, Jacko? I have a stack of channels. All knife channels, to be honest with you. All knife channels or sharpening channels. Like Jeff Jewell would be my sharpening guru. Although he does show his knives off, which is great. There's that other fella, the fella who uses awful bad language. Superman Steve or something. I would another sharpening channel that I like. I love learning how to do new things in this hobby. So channels that are informative and let me know what's happening. I also like watching. I'm not saying it. I don't swear. Um, I, I also like channels that show me expensive knives because although I don't, I'm not able to buy a lot of expensive knives. I have some like that Hinderer, very few like that. That's my most expensive. But no, I'm not a Mike Emler sort of fan. I am subscribed to him, but I don't watch him an awful lot. Every now and then I'll break in and out of him. Um, he's yeah, he's a freehand sharpener, which I like. But when I really want to watch a sharpener with freehand, I go to Jeff Jewell. He's just I can't do it in my hand like that fella does, Mike Emler. He does it all in his hands. Unless I'm doing wee knives or just wee touch ups, I wouldn't do that. What's the second one from the left? This was the knife that I was supposed to show last Sunday. So Drew, yes, he's very talented. His knives are amazingly sharp, and I have a couple of friends who've had knives sharpened with him. So um, now, John, channels with small hand. Now, me and John have a battle. He's hands on him like shovels, and I have very delicate hands. This is a copy of a Benchmade, and it is a copy. Let me tell you, this could bluff anybody. Well, yeah, it could, to be honest with you, you could bluff anybody. This is so well done. This is a copy of their modern one out now. It's the 943. Now, I don't know what the steel is. 8CR13, I'm guessing, because this costs £16. £16 delivered from China. £16. Keep that in mind. It is near enough exactly the same as the new knives that Benchmade are doing, the new covers with the G10. And this is I bought it because I wanted to see what this blade shape was like. You know, if you've been on my channel, that this is my favourite knife of all time, the Benchmade 940. This is the clone of it. They do a Benchmade 940 in the handle material. I didn't want that because I've got a 940. I wasn't buying this for an upgraded handle material. I was buying it to see if I liked this blade shape. And I do. But having paid £16 for this, I've decided that there's not that much of a difference. It is a different blade, don't get me wrong. But there's not that much of a difference would make me want to spend £200 to buy one of these, which is what they cost over here. So it was just an exercise, but I can use it now in videos if somebody else got a pointy stabby knife, and I can, use this as an example of that type of knife. So, but £16 from AliExpress, you just can't beat it. It actually cuts really well. I've stropped it. It strops really well back again. The axis lock is absolutely, it's not as good as the real thing, but that's all right. You know what I mean? It really is quite good. I have to say, as a clone, that's one of the better ones I've had. Between the Techno and that, they're both very, very good. Now, anybody else got any opinions? Please don't let me talk all night. Might be getting one of them next payday. Benchmade is a crazy expensive. It is. It's just widely expensive. Although saying that now, do you know, I mean, all right, I bought that clone to see if I liked it because I have the 940. But over this last couple of years, when I've been able to put money away and save money, I have bought, you know, three Benchmades with my own money. So it's not as if I don't want to buy the real thing. I do buy the real thing. Here's the proof. I bought these three myself. So it's not that I'm trying to get away with anything. It's just I wasn't sure whether I would want to get that alongside the 940 that I have. And I don't think I do, but I'll use it for a comparison. Here's another knife. Look at this. This is a copy of the ZT. They do a small one, don't they? Is it the 943 or something? Um, Look at that beautiful big aluminium backspacer there. Isn't that lovely? It's an atrocious pocket clip, which is just mounted on top of a screw. I laughed when I got this, but I laughed when I got it. This knife is on bearings. It rockets out. It is a big beastie of a knife, but a really great cutter. And a great cutter. Don't know what the blade steel. It says D2. I would very much doubt it. Or it's Chinese D2. Probably not a good heat treat, as Super Steel Steve will say. And I'll probably agree with him, do you know what I mean? But it's great for a. I just love it looking at it. It's beautiful, but I wouldn't buy a big knife this size because for my daily use, it would never be taken out and used. So there you go. Has anybody bought a clone and felt guilty about it, or are you all quite happy? Is this just, you all seem very happy with clones? I haven't heard anything negative yet. Or is it just simply that most of us, there really is some lovely knives out there. You see going on AliExpress and things like that. And you can go up in price and you'll get D2 or you'll get S35DN, but you'll pay more for it. What do you think? Oh, what do you think about that clone Reeves? That is, I think that this morning I think was going for about $8. I think that's what it was going for, $8. My phone is just not working tonight. Oh, see if I can get that background really makes a mess. Yeah, that was going for about $8. You can tell I use this. This is a really well used little knife. I have it in my pocket. It's a great little knife. It was going for about $8 this morning. It is 440C. With, it says it on it, and I quite believe it's either that or 8CR13, one of the two. But it's good enough. It drops easy. It cuts easy. It is the most beautiful hollow grind in an $8 knife. It's just beautiful. Hello, Slick Slicers. How you doing, Eric? Nice to see you. Yes, the wee Monundi. And you can pay and go up. My mate Jonas, Este Norman there, you'll see. He bought the dearer version. I think he got D2 in his. It was a better blade steel. So there you go. Yeah, it really is just a. You can't, honestly, I use the heck out of that wee thing. It's a great wee knife. Great wee knife for running around the house or doing whatever with. But I was thinking of the topic tonight and what we're going to talk about. I recently bought a Ganzo 700. It's based on the Lion Steel. I wouldn't have known that. I just wouldn't have known it. I don't really keep it. I bought a Spyderco clone for. Yeah, I mean, I have. There's quite a few little Spyderco, but Spyderco sell and make an awful lot of knives in China. So you're going to get them China, Japan, whatever. This is a wee Spyderco clone of the Dragonfly. It's very much lighter than a Dragonfly, I would say. The quality is not great. It's probably 8CR13 if it is that, but it's good for comparisons. That's all I can say. I've actually bought their other make now as a backup. Where is the other one I've got? There it is. This is their bird model robin. This is the same size as the dragonfly. So I've got this now where I don't necessarily need that smaller one. But this is a great little knife. Great little knife. For all the size of it, you get a full four finger grip and a good size of a blade on it. Really, really good knife. To do, yeah, the birds. There's another one that I bought. This was $10 off AliExpress, and this is a copy of the bird turn, which is a slip joint, which we use over here in this country. But this must have been made in the same factory. It is absolutely perfect in every way. It is a perfect knife, even in the click, in the everything about it, perfect. And then there's the Ganzo, which is a copy of the bird knife as such. But it's a delicate copy, that delicate copy. But there's a forward choil in this, and there's 440C, which makes it better than the bird. I don't mind buying these at all because that's never going to be passed off as a Spyderco, is it? And again, $10 or less. If you get them in the sale, it's less. But I was wondering, I mean, like here's a for instance, right? This is a lion steel, right? And it's made with M390. It's overkill on the blade for a pocket knife. Um, and I would say an awful lot of these were bought to be kept as sort of token knives. But Lion Steel make a variety of knives. Benchmade, Benchmade make a variety of knives. Spyderco make a variety of knives. And they now are all these big companies are dipping into the slip joint market and they're calling them modern traditionals. So basically they're copying traditionals but using modern materials. So is that not cloning? Did they ring up GEC and say, hang on, boys, our market's a wee bit down. We're not making as much money. We're going to jump in on top of you. We'll get slip joints out as well and cut your market down a wee bit. Or am I going way too far the other side? But it just makes me think, there's, Mazrin, another Italian knife company, that's a sodbuster. That's a sodbuster. It's been made all over the place. Different countries. So why are these other big companies going in and taking the money off the people who make the slip joints? It's a trade and a part of the knife. It's always struggled. They close down, they open up. I haven't checked out a Tucson slip joint because I've not seen one anywhere over here. We don't get that many Tucsons over here. I keep looking at Love Them Knives channel. I have got them off him in the past, but there's no shops over here that I have found that have got the Tucson slip joints. Otherwise, I'd be all over it like a rash. Yes, I have a lovely yellow. I have a wee. Here's another. There's a beautiful little knife. This is a A.G. Russell, a wee sodbuster, beautiful, really lovely knife in HCR 13. He just passed away this year, last year, but a beautiful knife with a yellow Durlin handles, absolutely made to perfection. I'm really getting into slip joints now, but like you were saying about two, it's I'm starting to find better places that I can buy them. But you normally when you're buying them from the States, you've got that $25 shipping price on top of it. So I suppose it's like anybody that's running a channel, you have to budget what you're going to do. Otherwise, the wife will be kicking me out. She might do that anyway. Modern knives equal clone. Yeah, I mean they're all traditional pattern. It's just it just I think it got to me last night that somebody who's obviously comfortably well off there and getting his knives is getting in a tizzy over this wee knife that costs $8 on I think it was Amazon today or something. I seen it for $8. I paid 23 for this because it's titanium, and it is titanium. I don't know what the blade steel is. It says S35VN. No idea, but I haven't tested it. But there again, um, talking of steels and steels not being right. Surely there's a question about copyright. A Sodber isn't under a patent because it's €300 pattern. All right, I didn't get the end of that. The name of Sodber in case that case copyrighted, not the shape. All right, I got it. Yeah, David, slip joints is. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not really. I don't worry about people getting mad. I'd rather have somebody I can have a good discussion, debate, argument, whatever you want to call. But at the end of the day, I'll shake your hand and say thank you for your opinion, and we're all entitled to our own opinion. Um, but yes, I'm really enjoying slip joints at the minute. But that just led me. This is the Spyderco. I don't know where else it's sprint run, but it's ZDP 189 steel. And this is the wee man bug that I had bought. Um, and Outpost 76. I don't know whether you know his channel. Please go over and give him a look and give him a subscribe. He's doing some great work again at the minute with knife testing. But he was saying he'd got the Spyderco Delica, I think it was, in the CDP or ZDP as it should be called. And his, after about 29 cuts on cardboard, went blunt on him. And he resharpened it about 3 times. It kept just going blunt. So he was sending it to Kurt to get it checked to see what it was made of. So I done a wee test on mine today. I done a wee cut test. I have a video going up tomorrow morning. It's only a 6 or 7 minute video on the wee cut test. I don't get as technical as them boys like Super Steel Steve and all. But I cut cardboard 200 times with this, and it was still able to cut magazine paper with ease. There was no, it would have cut another 200 pieces of cardboard with ease, I believe. But so mine seems to be pretty good. But God love him, his was a right dummy, and that was bought from Spider. Well, I believe it was from Spyderco, but um, so you never know sometimes what you're getting out there. And I think that these channels like Steve and Outpost 76, and there's all sorts of different ones doing these testings at the minute. I admire them for doing it. I really do. Yeah, Paddy is annoying. um, right, Jonas, that's it. Falling out now. You're not my friend. I'm not going to play with you tomorrow. Um, so yeah, I mean these boys now doing these cut tests, they're amazing. They're giving so much of their time up so that we know that a knife is good or not good. And sometimes I get a wee bit cheesed because there's an awful lot of it at the minute, an awful lot of talk about it. I can remember a time you were out and bought a knife and hoped it was all right, and you didn't know it wasn't all right until it didn't cut. And sometimes I think, is that better? But the price of knives now is just ridiculous. So it is nice that they're doing it, and I appreciate what they're doing. Um, but it's funny, what I say with the results, when the results comes out, don't get too downhearted if you maybe get the odd Gamzo, and it would be the odd one because most of them are all 440C checked out. But sometimes you'll get an 8CR13. They're made in China. Of course, you're going to get it. If a wee batch is short, they're not going to send out to the shop for 440C. They'll just use. That's the Chinese. They don't have the same morals as us, and you can't expect it. But 8CR13 is okay for a knife that's going to cost you under 20 quid. Um, don't panic. You know, if your knife costs £300 and it's coming back as 8CR13, then I would panic. Then I would panic. And there's another thing I was thinking of. There's knives, multi tools. They don't seem to complain. The companies that make multi tools of copying, yet they're all copying. You know, Swiss Army knife is the sort of benchmark in it. And then there's all these other ones. What's this? There's Reich. This is Boker. Mind you, said Boker have made slip joints for years. But it doesn't seem to be this battle that we have in our knife community. So has anybody bought a Duff knife? A knife that doesn't work as well as they expected to, or the steel wasn't as good as they expected it to be? It's all gone quiet. Is there anybody there? Come back and talk to me. Where are you gone? So, oh, so you're saying the M390 and the 20 CV and all, you reckon that's not as good as what it's supposed to be, Steve? I mean, I know, like this is my main one, and I have no, sorry, it's not my main one because I have what else? I've got a Kaiser M390. So you reckon they're not as good a steel as they're made out to be, or they're just not heat treated to what they should be? Is there a reason why they're not as good, or who hyped them? This is a great cutter. Not heat treated. Ah, that's different. I mean, this is a beautiful knife. I don't know what Rick Hinders are like. Have you tested any of his? Anybody any knives that they want to see or have a closer look at, or any of my other knives? You're more than welcome. It's funny. I was gifted a Rat One, and I've never felt the need to replace it. Um, Steve Kluver gifted me this big Rat One on Aussie 8. This is an absolute great knife. Absolutely amazing knife. Love it. One of my favourite work knives still. Really just gets the job done. No fuss. Edge retention's great on that. I'm not sure. Just learn to sharpen if it gets dull. Rich, I'm with you. You have to. You have to learn how to sharpen. I'm sorry, people saying, "Well, I don't know how to sharpen." Well, you're in the. This is the knife community, and you're going to work with knives. Learn how to sharpen. What's it, X-18? No, but I have an X-18. He does a great job with that. Yeah, I don't know. That one is really, really nice. I've also got the. I've just got the. Where is it now? I've just got the Benchmade. Have you had this one, the 20 CV? It's funny how the Bokers I've had have been very good. I'll have to say now, I've been lucky. I've got a couple of Bokers that have been good. This one here is a beautiful. This is an amazing knife. Is it bad? Go on, tell me it's bad. Oh, it's funny people will buy a knife for 300, but they complain that the stone cost. Is I Heart Knives? Isn't that just amazing? Isn't that just amazing? People do that though. The things people say, we should actually make a list up and of things that we hear on YouTube and make a little list up of funny sayings that we've heard. It's okay, Steve. I don't mind. I bought it at a good price. I still love it as a knife and I can sharpen, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. That will get through a day of my work. Um, I don't work hard anymore, so. Do you know, Steve, that is the truth. But if you can sharpen, it doesn't matter what steel it is. It's never going to be as bad as somebody that doesn't sharpen because they can't use the knife, whereas I can sharpen, I can use it. I mean, all this crying out we hear about HCR13, there's nothing wrong with it. 440C, nothing wrong with it. Do you know, it works. It just works. Mr. Sharp, hello, it's a long time since I've heard from you. I hope you're well, sir. I hope you're well. I must check if I'm still subscribed. I haven't seen any videos. Have you been okay or just not been doing it, Mr. Sharp? Yeah, Drew, I have 440C too. I mean, all my Ganzos are absolutely fine. And to be honest with you, see if you strop the 440C or HCR13 in the evening time, it's ready for the next day. Don't have to sharpen it. Just learn. There's another thing learn how to do is strop. I was saying that in my wee rant this morning. I seen people in my bed with a sharpened. Yep, it's too expensive, but I want a Sabenza. Oh, where did that come from? I want a Sabenza too. You see, if you find somebody to give you one, will you pass them on to me? There, Steve has just said it. Being in the knives and not knowing how to sharpen is like having a car and don't have a license. It's just craziness. I mean, the and Plus the fact, like me, I was a bit simple. When I came in, I had basic sharpening skills from bushcrafting using a wee DC4. This is a CC4, which is brilliant. Everybody go and buy one. Um, if you've never seen one, I've got videos up on them. They're amazing. I've also added a diamond stone to mine that folk never make to stick on the leather. Um, but I mean, I can sharpen anything from a hatchet to whatever on that. Maybe not brilliantly, but I could have done. Now I'm much better, because I practice an awful lot, an awful lot. I'm not by any means good at it, and I'm learning. I'm starting to get back into the stones again. I don't know whether you've seen the video with Jeff. Well, I made so many mistakes in that, but I've been given so many tips by not only Jeff, but lots of people have helped. David, I love stropping in front of the TV. That's just gore. That's heaven. That's just nice. And I always have a wee bit of paper so I can just sit and cut it. It's time to make a new video. Yes, I would love to see some of your videos back again. I'm actually getting into these. Look, what if I show you what I bought? Look at this. I have now got a Swiss Army knife again. In fact, I've got a couple of them. They sharpen other people's knives for them. Well, yeah, I would do my daughters, although they are terrible. They leave them till they're worse than a butter knife. How is that possible? Do you know what I'd love, Steve? You see, have you ever had something that I know you don't get time because you're working. I'm not working, but have you ever wanted to show somebody a sharpening method that you know I can do? Please let me do it for that person. If you send him over and he asks me to do a wee video for him, if we wanted to see it, I would quite happily do that as long as it's basic. Hello, Harry. How are you doing? Yes, I'm looking forward to the FH41 and the 51. The 51 looks to be my cup of tea. It's a bit smaller. It looked to be smaller than the 21, and I like the 21 now. I think no, you know what I mean. But if somebody asks, "Oh, Steve, would you show me how to do this?" If you haven't got the time, I'd quite happily do it for you. There's no problem. I mightn't be the best in the world, as you know, but gives it a bit of crack, and somebody can have a go. I think if people see other people making mistakes, they're more likely to do it themselves. Hello, Tony. You're here on time. What time is it? You, oh my goodness, 25 minutes to go, Tony. I'm impressed, sir. How are you? We're talking about we were talking about clones, and now we're on the steels and things. Tony, it's been we started off with clones and copies and what people think of them, and we're all really bad here. None of us really are bothered that much about them. My band because it's locked. I still carry my leather, and I know it's wrong, but I, I'm I'm just too old to change now. I'll just take if I want to take my leather. If I'm going out and I got up to the daughter section, I'm going to do something. I'll take a Leatherman, and that's it. You're so humble. I'm sorry. I'm not humble. I have made so many mistakes, but I enjoy making them because I learn from them, which is lovely. And I was talking to who was it? Metal Complex had been using his KME this week. I don't know if you've seen his video. It was the third time he'd used it. The first two times it hadn't worked out good for him. He never got a proper apex, but he got one on his third time. Well, you see the joy in that man's voice. You see the joy in that man's voice. Now that's Irish, but the joy in his voice. Hello, Buckeye Bushcrafter. How are you? Um, it was just a joy to see it. Just to see the excitement that he got. Brian, what's your thoughts on the deadbolt? I don't know. I haven't got one. What knife is the deadbolt on? I know I've heard it. Deadbolt. Is that a Kershaw? Yes, I've been dressed as a pirate a few times myself. I was in the Navy. I must get a KME. David, do you want to know something? I'm having more fun learning on the stones. I've got the Lansky sharp maker. If I want to reprofile, that's what I use. Tony, that's exactly what nearly everybody on here has said tonight, that getting a clone or having a look at something made them know whether they want to buy something. And the other side, this is my one that I show all the time. I was going to buy, when I was looking for a knife for my dad, I was either going to get this or I can't remember, there was another one I was going to get. But I bought this wee copy just to see what it was like in hand. I know this is an $8 knife. I know this is not um, a CRK, a Chris Reeve. I know it wasn't a Chris Reeve, but I just wanted to see what it was like in hand because all the dimensions are exactly the same. I decided at this time I didn't need to buy this. Didn't need to. So I bought the my Hinder instead. So I mean you can get it either way. This made me want the Spyderco PM2 more than anything. This made me want the Benchmade. So all the clones I've ever had, most of them I've ended up with the real knives years down the line. Not when I maybe wanted them, but it's just it's strange. Yeah, I've got both. I've got the normal stones, but I've got the diamond stones, and they are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They make mincemeat of anything, mincemeat of anything. Which of your knives have the weirdest opening mechanism? Oh, that's probably this one, because this one makes no sense at all. This is a CRKT, and I can't remember the name. I hope it's on it. So you push this forward, you know the way you do. I put this in here today. What have I been doing wrong? Oh, I know. Yes. You push it up. You push it up. It's a CRKT. I'll see if it says it on it. You push it up. This is see-through. So you can see the little locking mechanism. Let me just get this covered. You can see the little locking mechanism. You push it down until it pops into the locked position, and that's it locked now. It's the CRKT. How did I forget that? The Rollock, beginning with R. And then you've got a little release catch here. So you push it back, you bring it back, and then you push it down into the top. So it's a CRKT Rollock. It's definitely my most unusual locking system. Anybody else got any weird ones? Sorry, did somebody come in and say about the deadbolt? Was there any? Has anybody got a knife with a deadbolt on it that can give any heads up on it? What it's like? I believe it's supposed to be good. No, Aaron, it was definitely Rollock with an R. Of the review of this knife coming up this week, the CRKT Provoke. Any opinion on that? Never seen a CRKT Provoke. The Fulcrum I've seen, yes, Bruce, I've seen it. Um, I'm doing a review this week, definitely, of this knife. This is an amazing little sword buster. Absolutely beautiful fit and finish from Mazarin. Um, D2 blade steel, and it seems to be, it is D2 blade steel and pretty well heat treated. So um, I have to say, lovely. Is it the seismic it's on, Steve? And what do you think of it? Danny saying nice knife. Hello, Brian. Oh, Brian, you have a deadbolt. What do you think of it? Ah, hello, Slicey Desi. How are you? Was talking about you earlier on. Yes, this is in the micarta as well. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really love it. So nice. So nice. Rock solid lockup. What? What did I do wrong? Help, Slicey. What have I done wrong? Mazrin makes some nice knives. Well, that's my first one, Tony, and I'll have to say the fit finish, everything about it, the blade grinds were symmetrical on both sides. It was a lovely knife. Slicey, we had a real we're having a conversation. I'm glad you've come in now because I know what your opinion is. Me and you have talked before about clones and all. You don't do them at all, and that's what you missed. We were basically having a conversation of clones and things like that, and people just giving their opinion. And I know yours, so it wouldn't have been something you probably enjoyed because you know what Super Steel Steve's like. He would have just raked you. No, you don't. I'll have to say, me and you have had conversations on this before. But you see that he comes in there. I'm telling you, he's an evil man. So, any other knives people are looking forward to getting? Any of the new knives, be they expensive or inexpensive? Anybody looking forward to anything that's fresh, shall we say? Like I'm so excited for the FH51. Can't tell you, and that's ridiculous. There's a $20 knife, but I'm still excited about it. Do you know the Legules? I just love them. There's a boy. He's not making videos from Liverpool at the minute, and I really fancy some of the Legules. Um, his channel has changed names now, and I've forgotten it. Grumish, Grumish, he's called now, and he has some beautiful French knives. Beautiful French and Italian knives he has. Tony, did you say you're on Legule's books? And I'm looking forward to getting Chavez. Yeah, they're quite bulky, aren't they? And stocky knives. They're sort of work knives rather than are tactical. Tony, you're going to the wrong parties. You're definitely Miss Whiplash is not being talked about. The Riat Jack. Riat makes some beautiful knives. Absolutely beautiful knives. The CRKT Provoke. I haven't seen it yet now. Americans most. Yeah, I've seen you chopping onions. You're lethal. Also getting an Isler DUK. It's a different language, Tony. You speak that I know. I must send him a wee text. Um, I used to love his videos. I'll have to say. You feel guilty about buying a Hinder XM. Do not. Look, I bought this Hinder. This is the XM18, but this is the slip joint version. This is the best knife I have. This is one knife. It cost me, now it's maybe a wee bit cheaper than the XM24, but this was nearly £300, over $300. It is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Do you want to know something? If it's not affecting your family and your wife doesn't care, go ahead and buy it. It's a beautiful knife. I would recommend Hinder on that knife alone because it's just stunning. There's me encouraging your addiction. Sorry, was that somebody saying what length was the blade on the XM18? It is one, two. It's 3 inches, but it's got a cutting edge of just over about 2.5 inches cutting, but 3 inches in total, just under 3 inches, what makes it legal to carry in the UK. Do you know what I mean? This is the madness of the UK. I can carry this knife in the UK, but I can't carry this. Now you tell me that is where is the madness that somebody sat in a wee room and thought up that law? I just I don't know. Amazing. Dee, dee, dee. Dee, 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 dee. Saw slipping like Paddy's new condition for 175. Ooh, there's a good price. CH in Tucson knives. You're getting 10 CH. Oh man, that is a good, what a good buy. Where do you find these poverty-stricken knife sellers? I need to find one. Anybody got any tips? Or anybody coming close to being bankrupt and they want to sell me their knives? I'll leave my address in the description below. Isn't it? I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, I look at America and some of the laws in one state and the state next to them, they can carry guns on the street. Never mind, an under 2 inch knife or something is in New York, or is it California? Just craziness. Slick Slicers has a smashing channel. You'll learn a lot. And anybody else who's on here, Slick Slicers, he's a fella, he lives in Scotland, but I never hold that against him. Has a lovely channel, does an awful lot on slip joints, but he has lots of other knives, but really good for information on slip joints. He has a great collection. Pop over to his channel and give him a wee sub. Dee, 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 dee. Dee, 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 dee. Is that Mazarin the Scout? Do you know? I think it is. Does it say it on it? It just says Mazarin Steel D2. No, it does, but I think it is the Scout. I think so. Who asked that? Clan McGregor. I'm an Anderson clan, you see. We have our own tartan. My grandfather was Scottish. Oh, Slick Slices is over 200. Fantastic. Fantastic. Anybody else get over there and give them a wee shout? Anybody else want some subs? Give us your name out here on a Sunday night and we'll try to pass it about. Yes, it's a scout. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Well done, Slick Slicers. Over to you. That's brilliant. Just keep on going. Love the channel. I heard the other day that a British man is like an American girl. Is this true? Very much so. Them American girls are very rough, though, let's be honest. My poor wife's waiting for me to get off. We've been watching a series on TV, and it's the final episode tonight, and it's an hour and a half long, and it started at 9 o'clock here, the same time as I start my channel. So we've got it on record and try not to watch any news to see anything that's happened. Oh, you're right to be afraid of the UK teenagers. Everybody is over here. If you live in London, it is just horrendous at the minute. Not just London, but London especially. But I just think this is terrible. This is my old man talk now. Teenagers have no fear of the police or of any retribution you can give them. They just don't. Yeah, line of duty. Sally's sitting over there with the TV off so she doesn't hear anything. So that's where I'm going as soon as I've finished here for an hour and a half. It really is scary. Like, I mean, this stabbing. In my day, I mean, I've gone back to, all right, the 70s when I was out playing on the street. When you got into a fight in the bar or it was fist fight. You very rarely would have got anything else. It was just two boys beat the hell out of each other, got up, there was a crowd stood around you in a circle, and once you were beat, somebody lifted you out of the way. That was it. But now, my goodness, it's um, it's just scary. The kids just don't seem to, an awful lot of the kids, not all of them. There's some wonderful kids out there as well. And sometimes we look past them when we pick on the half a dozen you've got in your town that are bad, and the rest of the kids get the same name, and it's wrong that we just, and I don't know what the answer is. I personally, my answer would be national service. Every young man at 18 should be sent away for 2 years national service. For nothing else, it could break the cycle. It mightn't change him, but it might break the cycle. Yeah, but trouble, I mean, even the knife carrying over here, it's not. It's It's not the knives, or nobody is run. I haven't seen anybody on the TV run about with a Rick Hinder £300 knife. They're running about with bread knives. That's what does most of the damage. The police will tell you that. Do you know what I mean? And you're right, Tony. It gives the kids, but also I think it shows you the power of unity and the power of getting together and what you can accomplish. Like all servicemen get to know what that bond is like with another human being that you rely on. And most kids haven't got that anymore. Do you know what I mean? Uh, ugh, I'm not going to talk about that. But national service, yeah, I'm all for it. Was I telling you the other week? The store over here is called Asda, but it's part of the Walmart group. And Asda, the police were giving off about the knife stabbings, and they said they were now going to stop selling single-use bread knives and kitchen knives, but you could buy a pack of seven. That's madness. I don't know where that sort of thing comes from. Tony, are you 61, Tony? You're a good looking man for 61. Well, nearly as good looking as me, but I'm much younger. I must be, oh, months younger than you. Sharpen a spoon. It really is just getting ridiculous. I mean, politics is madness at the minute. Madness. I don't know. Well, I know it is in America as well. It's just with Trump. Although I like a lot of what Trump does, I know probably a lot of you don't like him, but I like a lot of what he does. He's just got in there and he's doing something. Politicians over in this country are doing nothing. The ones in Northern Ireland haven't worked for 2 years and they still get paid. Go figure. That happens in every form of life, doesn't it? You don't work for 2 years and they give you money. Full wages. Crazy. I would say they are. My mother told me if I don't look 57 in the face, and that's what. Nice one, Buckeye. So, folks, we're coming up on the hour. I have really enjoyed the chat tonight. Thank you so much for coming along and joining in. You make an old man very happy.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, my wife's just told me to shut up. That's it. We're getting near the end.
Oh, wow.
Um, my wife still thinks I'm a youngster. You see, I bounce about here like a youngster. Um, now, I need that job. Look, thank you very much, folks. Really, really enjoyed your company tonight. Thanks for joining in the conversation. Thanks for keeping it clean. As you know, my wee grandchildren pop in and out. I really appreciate Super Steel Steve. Thank you so much. You really do. I love you when you come along. And Slicey Dicey, it's the first time I've seen you here. You're very, very welcome anytime at all. Simply Knives, goodbye. All the best. Take care. Good night, good night, good night. Okay, I'm away, folks. Gotta watch this program.